Shabbat Shalom, brothers and sisters. It's the Hebrew Life again. I'm Base Jerusalem. And we back with another lesson. We're going to call this one, The Light of the Lamb. I repeat, we're going to call this one, The Light of the Lamb. Now, I know everybody have heard of the famous Bible quote, "Let there be light." What people fail to realize is that this quote is very, very important, especially to Hebrew Israelites, and especially to true followers of the law, statutes, and commandments. Because if you know, this light that's spoken of in Genesis is Yeshua the HaMashiach. I'm going to prove that today. Now let's go to Genesis. Genesis 1st chapter, 1st verse. And let's read. In the beginning, Yah created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of Yah moved upon the face of the water. And Yah said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good, and Yah divided the light from the darkness. Let's stop right there. This light that's spoken of in Genesis is not the sun and is not the moon. This is a spiritual light. This is the light of the heavens. Not the heavens that's spoken of, the firmaments of heaven. I'm talking about the holy city of Jerusalem. Now let's prove that this light is not the sun and it's not the moon. Let's jump down to verse 14 in Genesis 1st chapter. And I'm going to read. And God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of heaven, to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs, for seasons, and for days and years. Let them be for lights in the firmament of heaven, to give light upon the earth." And it was so. Boom. Right there, it speaks about the light of the earth. This is the light of the earth in verse 15. Not in verse 1. That's not the light of the earth. That's not the light that shines upon the grass and the trees. This is the light of the firmament of heaven. Now, there's more than one heaven. There's a heaven and there's a heaven of the heavens. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 10. Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 14. Yep. Deuteronomy 10. Deuteronomy 10, and I'm going to read. "To keep the commandments of Elohim and his statutes, which I command thee this day, is for thy good. Behold, the heaven and the heavens of the heavens is the Elohim thy Yah, and the earth also, and all therein is." Stop right there. Stop. It said the heavens of the heavens. That means there's a heaven of the heavens. Now, this isn't the firmament of heaven spoken of in Genesis. This is the heavens of the heavens. So that means that when you look up in the sky, you see the stars and the moon and the sun, you're looking at heaven. I believe the scripture said in Matthew, "To heaven and earth pass." Let's go to that. Let's go to Matthew 5. Because we got to find out, can heaven and earth pass? And if so, this can't be the true kingdom that we all go to after our work is done. Can't be. Matthew 5 and 18. I'm going to read. Matthew 5 and 18. "For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass the law, to all be fulfilled." He said, till heaven and earth pass. That means till the ground you stomp on and the stars and the firmament you look above your head is passed away. That one jot and one tittle shall not pass from this law. That's proving that the heavens is not the heaven, not the kingdom we go to when our work is done. Let's read about this kingdom we go to when our work is done, because we already know this isn't it. This heaven that they're speaking about in the scriptures is the sun, the moon, and the stars. Now there's a kingdom where we all go to after our work. Let's go to that. Let's go to Revelations chapter 21. And then after I prove this, I'm going to prove to you that the light that's spoken of is Yeshua. But first we have to prove that the heavens is not the heavens everybody think it is. Let's go to Revelation 21. I'm going to start at verse 10. And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from Yah. Let's stop right there. It said descending out of heaven, the holy city of Jerusalem. So this is the kingdom, not heaven, not the stars and the sun and the moon. You can see that. This is that kingdom you can't see that everybody's trying to get to. Now let's prove that this light is Yeshua. We're gonna jump to verse 22 of Revelation 21. And I'm gonna read. I'm gonna prove that this light is Yeshua the HaMashiach. And I saw in 12 gates were 12 pearls. Every severed gate was one pearl. And the streets of the city were pure gold, as it were transparent glass. And I saw no temple therein. For the Lord Elohim Almighty and the Lamb are the temple of it. And the city had no need of sun, neither of the moon to shine in it. For the glory of Yah did lighten it. And the Lamb is the light thereof. Let's stop right there. We already know Yeshua the HaMashiach is referred to as the Lamb. Now it says in the holy city of Jerusalem that the Lamb is the light thereof. Let's jump back to Genesis and let's read. God said, let there be light. And there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. Now we got to prove that this light is Yeshua the HaMashiach. And we have to prove that this darkness is Hashatan. Let's go back to Revelations. We're going to go to Revelation 12. Precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. And you shall unlock the secrets. Let's go to Revelation 12. And we're going to start at verse 3. We're going to start at verse 2. She being with child, cried, travailing in birth, in pain to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven. Behold, a great dragon, a great red dragon, having 7 heads, 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his heads. And his tail drew a third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. And she brought forth a man-child, who is to rule all nations with the rod of iron. And her child was caught up unto God, unto his throne. Stop right there. It says that Yahuwah took this man-child up unto his throne. We already know that this is Yeshua the HaMashiach. We already know this. Now, this is the Most High dividing light from darkness. When he seen that Hashatan wanted to devour the light, he divided it. Let's go to John. We're going to go to John. We got to go to John. John chapter 8. John chapter 8, verse 12. And then we're going to read, because we're going to prove that this light is Yeshua the HaMashiach, and this darkness is Hashatan. I'm going to read. Then spake Yeshua again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that follow me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. There we go again. Yeshua calling himself the light. We're gonna jump to the next page in John chapter 9, because Yeshua constantly referred to himself as the light. And I'm going to read chapter 9, verse 5. As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. Here we go again. Another precept proving that the light in Genesis 1st chapter, when it says, let there be light, is Yeshua the HaMashiach. This is spiritual. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Let's jump back to first chapter of John. And we're gonna start at verse 29. Now we gotta prove that Yeshua the HaMashiach is the Lamb. The Lamb is the light. 1 John chapter 29, I'm gonna read. The next day John seeth Yeshua coming unto him, and saith, Behold, the Lamb of God, which taketh away the sin of the world. There we go again. John the Baptist referring to Yeshua the HaMashiach as the Lamb. This Yeshua is this Lamb that's spoken about in heaven, that is the light. There is no need for sun or moon, because he is the light in the kingdom. He's the light, as it is on earth, is in heaven. He was the light when he came, and he's going to be a light when he leaves and go back to where he resides at. It's crazy. I don't even know what else I have to prove. I've already proved my point, but we're going to close the casket on this one. Let's go to Psalms 27. Yep, Psalms 27. To get some more precepts on this. Now this is King David speaking about Yeshua. Let's read. Let's see what he has to say. The Elohim is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Elohim is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? We're going to start right there. King David referred to the Most High, or Yeshua, as the light. His light and his salvation. Here again, in the scriptures, the Most High and the Son is referred to as the light. Mainly his Son, because he made the Son to be the light of the world. Now we're going to go to... let's go to Revelations. Let's go back to Revelations. We got to go back to Revelations. Because we got to prove something. All right, now we're gonna go to Revelation 12, and I'm gonna read verse 17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of Yah, and have the testimony of Yeshua the HaMashiach. The testimony. This same testimony was spoken of. In chapter 12, we're gonna jump to that. The testimony. All right. Let's see how the angels overcame. Let's see how Michael and the angels overcame the devil and his angels. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. The Lamb is the light. The Lamb is the light in Genesis, the 1st chapter. I don't know how much I have to prove. I've already proved my point. The Lamb is the light. Yeshua the HaMashiach is the light of the world. And he also is the Lamb that you shall see in heaven, that is the light. We don't need sun, we don't need moon, because Yeshua is that light. He came to be a light to the people in darkness in this world, and he came to be a light to this world, and that's full of darkness. With that being said, we're going to end this lesson. I'm Base Jerusalem. This is the Hebrew Life. Shalom, brothers and sisters.